Hello and welcome to On the Mat with Lydia, that's me. Whatever has brought you to your yoga practice today, you are very welcome here. Today's class is yoga for patience. So this is a hatha-style yoga practice, meaning it's not so much of a flow, but we'll be enjoying a slower practice with lots of longer holds to help us practice patience. Not always easy, but a really valuable practice that yoga can really help us with. So for this practice, you might want to grab 2 yoga blocks if you have them. And when you're ready, let's get on the mat. Let's begin today lying down on our backs. So when you're ready, please bring yourself all the way down onto your mat. And as you arrive, please plant the soles of your feet about hip-width distance apart. Let your arms relax wherever they feel most natural. And if it feels safe and comfortable for you, you can close your eyes, inviting your attention inward, noticing the flow of your breath in and out through your nose, noticing how you feel in your body. Any areas of tightness or tension, any spaces that feel light and open. Becoming aware of any thoughts, any feelings you've brought with you onto the mat today. Acknowledging whatever you may find, allowing it to be as it is without the need to change it. And then letting yourself have this permission to be present today. So no matter what distracting thoughts or external circumstances may be going on, give yourself this opportunity to really be present with yourself. And it starts here with your breath. So let's start by finding just a natural rhythm of breathing in and out through your nose. Following that inhale as it moves down through your torso towards your belly. And following that exhale as it moves back up and out through your nostrils. And it may even feel good to bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest, and actually feel that flow of your breath as you inhale and expand, as you exhale and release. And I invite you today to join me in a little breath practice, just to really be aware of your breathing and maybe breathe a little bit more fully into your body today. So when you're ready, with your next inhalation, think about breathing into your chest, filling your rib cage, and then breathing all the way down into your belly. As you exhale, we're going to reverse that action, breathing out through the belly, out the rib cage, out through the chest, until that breath moves out through your nose. Again, inhaling to feel that expansion through your chest, your rib cage, your belly and low back. Exhaling to release through your belly, your ribs, your chest. A few more times like that, inhaling chest, ribs, belly. Exhaling belly, ribs, chest. Feeling this rise and fall, this swell and release as each round of breath brings you more deeply into your body and into this present moment. You have nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. You get to just be here with your breath. Inhaling through your chest, your rib cage, your belly. Exhaling from your belly to your ribs to your chest. And when you're ready, we're going to add a little bit of movement to this breath. Arms can release if you had your hands resting on your torso. So the next time that you inhale and you feel that expansion, allow your pelvis to tip forward. So arching your back slightly, feeling your tailbone pull back towards your shoulder blades. Then as you exhale, we'll reverse that action, scooping the tailbone under, drawing your low back towards the mat. Feeling this almost like canoe shape going on there through the lower torso. Inhaling as you expand through belly, ribs, and chest, tilting the pelvis forward. Find that little bridging of the low back. Exhaling to release through the belly, ribs, and chest as you tuck your tailbone under, pressing your low back down. Just a couple more times as you inhale, tilting the pelvis forward. And exhale, tucking the tailbone under. 2 more times, feeling this really subtle movement. As you exhale, feel that tucking of the tailbone under, and let's take 1 more round as we inhale, tilting the pelvis forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, and let's hold there. Feeling belly button hug towards spine, low back press towards the mat. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you now and press through the balls of your feet as you take your next inhale to rise your hips any amount away from the floor. Coming into a bridge pose here, anchoring through those 4 corners, your 2 shoulders, your 2 feet. With your next exhalation, whenever that may be, let your tailbone float back down towards the floor, lengthening your tailbone towards your heels. Let's move with the breath now. As you inhale, rise your hips, and maybe this time let your arms sweep back behind you. With your exhale, lightly lower down, arms come back by your sides. Moving at your own pace as you inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Just a few more times as you let that inhale rise your hips, sweep your arms back, and use that exhale to bring you back down with control. 2 more times as we wake up the body, inhaling into your bridge. Exhale to lower down. And last one, as you inhale, rise your hips. With your exhale, gently lower down. Hips find the mat, arms relax by your sides. Take a moment to stay and breathe. And when you feel ready, 1 leg at a time, draw your knees towards your chest. Moving really slowly here. How slow can you go? As you wrap your arms around your legs, give yourself a nice big squeeze here. And then let's open the legs out, right leg towards your right armpit, left leg towards your left. Soles of the feet kick up towards the sky as your hands hold on to either the backs of your thighs or reach up and grab onto your ankles. Finding your happy baby pose as we gently draw the thighs down, opening the hips. Let's stay for 5 rounds of breath. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose or through pursed lips, like you're blowing out birthday candles. Again, breathing in. Breathing out. 3 more breaths in your happy baby as you inhale and exhale. 2 more all together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Final time in your happy baby, taking an inhale through the nose. Exhale to draw your knees back together in front of your chest. And from here, slowly roll yourself over onto the right side of your body. Gently press yourself up, coming through a seated position. And we're all going to meet here on our hands and our knees, coming into our tabletop position. Now, as we go throughout this practice, really challenge yourself to take things slow. So even through these transitions, notice how it feels to really intentionally place the hands, place the hips over the knees. See how that feels to take your time with it. And all together here, let's take a breath in and breath out. Planting through your palms, tucking your toes behind you. Send your hips up and back, coming into your downward facing dog. Taking a few moments here to perhaps pedal out through the heels, shake through the hips, finding whatever feels really sweet in your body as you arrive in this sweet inversion. Then today, let's shorten our downward facing dog just a little bit. So bringing the hands and feet closer together, keeping your knees slightly bent, heels nice and light. Stay rooted through your left palm as you reach your right hand towards your left ankle, crossing your body. Gently pulling on that left leg as you turn your chest underneath your armpit in a twist. Let's take another inhale here. As you exhale, gently unwind, bringing that right hand back down to the mat. Same thing other side, so this time left hand reaching towards that right ankle. Shifting weight back into the hips as you turn your chest underneath that right armpit, finding a little twist. Take an inhale here. With your exhale, gently, gently unwind, coming back to your downward facing dog. Then really bending into your knees, take a walk towards the top of your mat, feet stepping up to meet your hands, eventually landing in your forward fold. Letting your upper body hang heavy here, maybe even grabbing onto opposite elbows. And it might feel nice to take a gentle sway side to side, feeling that sensation through the whole back line of the body. Let's stay for another inhale here. And exhale. Releasing your arms if you had that hold on your elbows. And let's let the arms be really loose here, almost like two pieces of spaghetti. With your next inhale, slowly start to roll yourself up to standing, keeping the arms relaxed. Lifting up through your spine vertebrae by vertebrae until you come all the way up into your mountain pose. I'm going to turn to face you here as we stand strong, feet underneath the hips, crown of your head lifting towards the sky. With your next breath in, sweep your arms out and up. Maybe let your gaze follow. As you breathe out, sweep your arms out and down by your sides. Again, with that full inhale, stretch the arms out and up. And take that entire exhalation to release your arms out and down. One more just like that. Inhale, sweeping out and up, stretching through your fingertips. Exhale, stretching your arms out and down. Let's add on a little bit here. So as you inhale, sweep your arms up. With your exhale, release your arms down and begin to fold forward over your legs. With your next inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or thighs, finding a halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend your knees, fold once again over your legs. Inhale to rise, either rolling up or sweeping up with a flat back. That exhale brings your arms back down by your sides. One more like that. Inhale, sweeping your arms up. Enjoy the journey. Exhale, arms come down as you fold forward. Take your time. Inhale for your halfway lift. Find that flat back. And exhale to fold forward. Now this time we're going to stay in our forward fold. Bend your knees just enough to bring your fingertips to the mat. Weight will come into your right foot as you step your left leg back behind you, turning your left toes out to a slight diagonal, setting up for warrior one. Find a strong bend in your front knee, and as you feel that strength through the lower body, take an inhale to slowly rise up, sweeping your arms to the sky, finding your balance in your warrior one. So hips and shoulders staying squared towards the front edge of your mat as you really kick down through your back heel and bend into that front knee. Let's take another inhale right here, reaching tall. As you exhale, bend your elbows, cactus your arms, let your heart lift into a little back bend. Let's stay right here. Take a breath in and breath out. Next, inhale sweeps your arms to the sky. As you exhale, begin to fold forward over that front leg. Hands come to frame your right foot. Now here's where you might want to grab those blocks. We're going to inhale, straighten through that right leg. Find a little length through your spine. As you exhale, fold forward any amount over your right leg. Pyramid pose here. We're staying for 5 rounds of breath. As you inhale here, really kick your hips back. With your exhale, soften your knees. Inhale, pushing through the soles of your feet. Exhale, relaxing your toes. Inhale, lengthening your heart towards those right toes. And exhale to relax your head, your neck. 2 more breaths here as you inhale. And exhale. Last time here, inhaling to feel that length through the back of the right leg. Exhaling to release into the stretch. Now with your next inhale, begin to rebend that right knee. Take it slow as you wiggle that left foot back behind you and drop your left knee to the mat. Let's root down through that left palm. Bring your right hand to the top of your right thigh. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. And as you exhale, turn open into a twist. So left hand is supporting you here, pushing down into the mat as you draw that right shoulder back and lift your heart to the sky. Maybe that left hip wants to drop down a little bit more, adding a little extra stretch for the hips. And let's stay for one more inhale here. With your exhale, gently release, unwind, come back through your lunge. Tucking your back toes, please lift your back knee, and let's step it forward to the top of the mat. Find your fold. Inhale through a halfway lift, lengthening your spine. And exhale, fold once again over your legs, fingertips towards the floor. This time, right foot is going to step back behind, setting up for that warrior one pose, turning your toes out slightly as you ground through the right heel. Strong bend in that left knee, hugging your hips together, so strong there as you inhale and slowly rise up. Arms lifting towards the sky as you settle down into your hips. Finding this warrior one shape on this side might feel a little bit different than the other side. So let's take another inhale here, lifting that spine really nice and tall. And with your exhale, bend your elbows, cactus your arms, and create a back bend. Inhale, feel that spreading of your collarbones, lifting your chest. And with your exhale, gently hug your navel towards your spine. Beautiful. Let's inhale to rise the arms, warrior one. With your exhale, begin to fold over that front leg. Hands come to frame your left foot. Maybe once again finding your blocks. Take your inhale to straighten through your left leg, halfway lifted the spine. As you exhale, fold forward over your left thigh, only folding as far as you want to go today. 5 rounds of breath to settle in here. Breathing in, feeling that length of the left leg. Breathing out, rooting down through the feet. Maybe even shortening or lengthening that stance if you need to. Breathing in once again. And breathing out. 3 more rounds of breath here as you inhale. Exhale, find somewhere to soften, to relax. 2 more breaths. Inhale into that left leg. Exhale, pressing your hips up and back. Last time here, we're breathing in and breathing out. With that next inhale, please rebend your left knee. Start to walk that right foot back behind you. As you exhale, drop your right knee to the mat. Setting up for our twist now as we plant the right palm, left hand to left thigh. Take an inhale to lengthen. And as you exhale, turn open into your twist, turning your chest towards your left knee. Pushing through your palms, pressing down through that left foot. Feeling your shoulder blades hug together behind your heart as you twist. Can you feel that sweet release for the spine? And at the same time, can you feel your breath continue to move freely, sticking with that steady rhythm of breathing just like we practiced at the very beginning of this class? Let's take another inhale here. As you exhale, slowly unwind. This time, that left hand will come to the inside of your left foot. Please tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and let's start to walk everything to face that long edge of the mat. So turning your toes, facing that nice long edge, and taking an exhale to release your torso down between your feet, coming into a nice wide-legged forward fold. Hands can plant onto your mat. Perhaps you grab a block or hold on to your ankles. Finding whatever feels most supportive for your body as you release into this fold. Really anchoring through the outer edges of your feet, softening around the joints of your knees, but keeping the muscles of your legs engaged. Let's stay for another breath in and breath out. Now let your knees bend quite a lot here. Let your arms hang heavy like those spaghetti noodles as you inhale and slowly roll yourself up to standing. Take your time as you rise. Rolling your shoulders up, back and down a couple of times. Let's sweep the arms back behind and interlace the fingers. So from the back, it's going to look something like this. Fingers interlaced, shoulders rolling back. If this feels really crunchy for your shoulders today, you have the option instead to grab onto opposite elbows or maybe keep your hands on your hips. Beautiful. So choose your own adventure. Find what option feels most nourishing for you today. And let's take another full breath in. Using that breath out to once again fold forward, This time with a little added stretch for the shoulders. 5 rounds of breath here, rooting through the feet as you inhale. With your exhale, feel those shoulder blades drawing back and down into their sockets. Inhale here, really feeling that length through the inner thighs. Exhale, pushing your hips up and back. 3 more here as you inhale, breathing into your chest, your hips. Exhale, see if there's anywhere you can soften. 2 more here, inhale, you got this. And exhale. Last time as we inhale here in our fold. With your exhale, gently release your arms. Let them come back down towards the mat, releasing through your shoulders. Take an inhale to find a little halfway lift now. Let your knees bend. As you exhale, walk yourself back towards the top of your mat, passing through your lunge. And then let's step it all the way back into our downward facing dog. Notice how you feel here as you take a breath in. With your breath out, gently lower your knees down to the mat. Let's move it towards our child's pose, opening the knees nice and wide. Bring your big toes together. Sit your hips back towards your heels as you melt your forehead towards the mat. Might even feel nice today to stack your hands, bring your forehead onto your hands like a little pillow. And you guessed it, we're staying for 5 rounds of breath here in child's pose. Option if this child's pose doesn't feel great for your body today, to sit, reach the arms forward, and find a gentle fold here instead. All together, breathing in. And breathing out. Inhaling to fill your chest, upper back, ribs, and belly. Exhaling to release through your belly, your rib cage, your chest. Breathing in, feel that expansion. Breathing out, enjoy that release. 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale through nose or mouth. And last time in your child's pose, please take a breath in. And let it go. If you're not already there, begin to stretch your arms out in front of you once again. Taking your next natural inhale to slowly rise up through all 4s, coming out of your child's pose. From here, sitting your hips to one side, bringing your legs around in front of you, and coming into a seated position on your yoga mat. Let's settle into a cross-legged seat here, rooting down into your sits bones, lifting up tall through your spine. And let's bring that right shin in towards the chest. So one hand can hold on to your foot, the other arm wrapping around the thigh. And as you hug that right leg in, perhaps take a little movement side to side through that right hip. Just noticing how it feels to move into the hip here. We're getting ready for a nice deep hip stretch. So from here, we're going to move it into our double pigeon. That left leg is going to be our base, that left shin in line with the long edge of your mat. That right leg is going to lay on top of the left. So ankle over knee, knee over ankle. And if you're like me and you have a gap between your knee and your bottom foot, you can bring your block or perhaps a blanket or pillow right into that space. So letting yourself really root into those sits bones, sit up nice and tall, starting to feel that stretch already into the right hip. If this feels intense for your hip or for your knee even, you can bring your shin to cross in front of your left leg instead. So keeping that same boxy shape, but less strain on the body. So wherever you end up here, let's all meet together for 5 rounds of breath. You have the option to stay lifted up tall or let yourself fold over your shins any amount. And once you're there, let's breathe in. Breathing out to really root back and down through the hips. Breathing in, lengthening your heart forward or up. Exhaling to feel that release, that melting into the support of your mat. 3 more here as you inhale, breathing into that space of your right hip. Exhale to release some tightness you might be holding on to. Again, like that, breathing into the right hip. Exhaling to find some release. Last breath here as you inhale and exhale. With your next inhale, slowly bring yourself back up to a nice tall seat if you were folding forward. And let's come out of the pose the same way we came in. So removing any props if you had them, hugging that right shin back towards you, and then gently placing it back to the floor. Might even feel good to take a moment to stretch that leg long, kind of wiggle through the hip. See how that feels? And then we'll do that same thing to the other side. So this time that right leg is going to stay relaxed down onto the mat. Let's bring that left shin in, holding onto the foot to the outer thigh. And maybe taking a little rock side to side, a little movement through the hip. Perhaps just hugging that shin nice and close. See how that feels. This left hip probably feels a little bit different than your right. And when you're ready, we're going to take it to our double pigeon or fire log pose. So once again, we're stacking ankle over knee, knee over ankle, perhaps bringing a prop to fill in the gap if you have a gap there. And remember again, if you're having any pulling, pinching, straining through that knee joint, you can always place your left shin in front of your right. So as you find yourself settled into your version of this double pigeon pose today, let's root those sits bones, sit up nice and tall, and get ready for our 5 rounds of breath here. So if you'd like, again, you have the option to fold forward over your shins any amount. That's going to add a little bit more sensation into that left hip. And let's breathe in here and breathe out. Sending that breath into your left hip, creating some space as you inhale. Releasing with your exhale. 3 more rounds of breath here. Stay with it as you inhale and exhale. Each breath keeping you present in your body as you inhale and exhale. Last one here, breathing into your body, into that left hip. Breathing out to release tightness, tension, restlessness. Of course, you have the opportunity to stay longer here if you want to, but if you're ready to come out, inhale to slowly sit up. Remove any props that you may have, and gently, lovingly draw that left shin towards you and replace it back onto your mat. If you'd like, stretch it out, give it a little wiggle, a little shake to release fully. And we're all going to meet in Sukhasana, our easy seated position. So coming into a seat that feels comfortable for you, whether legs are crossed or outstretched. Lifting your spine tall once again, relaxing your arms by your sides. And if it feels safe and comfortable for you, you can close your eyes, allowing yourself a few final moments on your mat today to really soak in everything you just did. So often when the physical practice is done, we want to rush off of the mat, go back to whatever's next on the to-do list. But even if just for today, I really invite you to sit and be present for a little while longer. Not doing anything here, simply sitting, breathing, noticing how you feel. And knowing that you can always bring this practice of slowing down, of taking your time off the mat with you, taking that practice into your everyday activities. Even if it's a simple awareness of your breath in challenging moments, even something so seemingly small can give us that extra bit of patience, of understanding. I invite you now, if it feels right for you, to bring your hands together in front of your heart, palms together, thumbs gently pressing against your sternum. And I thank you so much for meeting me on the mat today, for taking this time just for you. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste. Be well.